think I'm live, maybe. We are big chillin' as usual. Probably only going to be like an hour long, the stream today, because it's almost 10 o'clock and I have work tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up too late. Let me just check the audio. I think it's a little bit quiet. I'll try and turn it up a little bit. Maybe? Is that better? I think that's a bit better. Possibly. Turn it up a bit more here, maybe? Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, I'm just editing pictures that I took today, and I took a lot of pictures today. Is the audio working? I need to turn my music down to find out. Yeah, audio sounds fine. I'm sure I'll be informed if somebody joins and they can't hear me, but for now it seems okay. Let me switch this over to here. Here is one I made earlier. Open this up, open this up. Alright, we are good to go. So basically, I am just removing the backgrounds of stuff from the main pictures and then exporting them all. I spent pretty much all day taking the photographs today. It took absolutely ages. I started 1918. Always takes me a while to be able to start streaming and doing stuff at the same time because I feel like it uses so much brain power. I started at like 11, finished at like 8 p.m. maybe. Did 450 pictures, which is quite a lot. That's pretty good going. I also ironed all of the pieces as well, and I thought I would just start knocking them out and start editing them as well. And I thought I might as well stream it whilst I'm doing it. One of those work with me kind of stream vibes. You know how we do. This one looks fine. It might need the contrast boosting up a little bit. I'm hoping a lot of these I'm just going to be able to use the magic tool or whatever it's called to cut them out, but like that's pretty much fine. Make sure I add an alpha channel first so I can actually get rid of the background. Hide that boy. And then just rub out what I can't use with the magic tool. I always look back at these streams, I'm like, man, these things are so boring, but it's just me doing boring stuff. It's just me working. But streaming it gives me a purpose to kind of like, I don't know, just kind of grind it out and stick with it and not get distracted whilst I'm doing things. And this is a very mundane task. I also need to try and like size these right, because I have like a specific size so you can kind of see them on Vinted. You can see pretty much all of it on Depop, and they look a little bit small on eBay, to be honest, but it's a size that fits all because all three of them have different aspect ratios, which is a little bit irritating, but it is what it is. I'm using this one as my primary because this is one that's listed and looks fine. Yeah, that works. Maybe down a little bit. There we go. This one was 1928. Export down to the bottom, 1928. Double check to make sure I'm doing it on the right one. This is a process that takes incredibly long, so I know I know I'm definitely not going to get these finished whilst I'm streaming, because I am planning to only stream for an hour, but we'll see how it goes. Where are we? Let's pull in this next one. 1936. I don't know why I'm saying that now, because I'm definitely going to forget, but come on, magic tool. Work your magic for me. Don't make me have to cut all the way around this. Alright, that didn't go very well. Let's try again. That's a good problem to have, though. We can keep a little bit of shadow in, that's fine. Ooh, I didn't get rid of the... Didn't add alpha to the background. Do I not use eBay's background remover? The pictures that I take, the lighting's like so off on some of them, it doesn't seem to like work fully for me. Although, I say that, I've only tried it on like 2 items, so maybe I should try it. Can you like take the items off from eBay as well, like background wise, and cross-list them onto the other platforms? Because that might make my life a million times easier. I'm going to crop out this, I don't like this shadow. When did eBay add that background remover? Because from when I used to list on eBay, that definitely wasn't a thing. I'm assuming it's like relatively new, maybe? Because doing this takes an absolute eternity. I did have a look around on for some like AI platforms that can do it, but all of them were fairly expensive. It's also quite painful doing this for... I can hear myself talking in the background. That's very frustrating. Doing it for items like this that doesn't take very long. Oh, it's quite a recent thing. Doing it for items like this, like what's this? Oh, it's a Nike jumper. For things like Puma jumpers that I know aren't going to sell for very much, it's like such a time investment for something that I just know isn't going to... It's not even really worth the return of doing, but at the same time, is what it is. I like it to look nice. That's kind of the whole point, I guess. Connect this guy up here. Should we? We'll run a test on the next one, George. We'll. I'll go over to eBay and see if I can find the tool. This definitely needs to be a little bit smaller. That's one of the only other things as well. I don't know if the eBay tool lets you rescale things. But I need to try and make sure that things are all kind of, what on earth am I rescaling? What is that? Yeah, I kind of have to rescale them because this t-shirt in the background that I'm using for reference is like almost the perfect size, so you can fully see it on Depop. You can see most of it on Vinted, and you can see pretty much all of it on eBay. So I'm trying to match the sizes to this, but I'll go over to eBay in a second for the next one, and I'll see how much of a difference it makes, if it hopefully works as well as I'm actually praying it does, because it will make my life so much easier. 1936. 1936. Double check it's the right one. Excelente. They have a crop feature. That could be fine. That might work. All right, let's try it. I'm so excited to try this. I don't know why, but I'm so excited to see if this is going to work. Let me just find what I'm actually looking for without showing work stuff. This one, if those ones are done. Start with this one. I feel like it should be able to pick up pretty well. Come on, please. I'm guessing, oh, that's so crisp and that was so easy. I'm guessing it's just AI. It's just done by AI most likely. What? How do I undo that? That was way too much. Is there a undo button? This thing's... Oh my goodness, how exposed can we get with this? Alright, let me redo that. George, you may have just changed my entire life. I hope you know that. Is it possible for me to hit done and then like download this image? Like, can I just copy this? Or maybe if I just go save as, I'll quickly save it to here. Hear me out here. Hear me out. I'm cooking. Okay, maybe not. I'm not cooking. It's an unknown file type. I was thinking then I'll import it into here, resize it. Let me compare the sizes of these two. Let's see what the difference is. Actually, no, I can't because it doesn't save as a... Can I change it to a PNG image, possibly? Sorry I'm doing this slightly off screen, but there's a bunch of work stuff that I don't really want to be live streaming on this PC. No, I can't just save it. I have to save it as like a Google image type thing, which doesn't work too well. I guess, what do I do in that scenario? Because the thing is, I don't want to... My brain is really working overtime right now. Because if I can't save the images, then I also can't cross-list them to the other platforms either, which is a bit annoying. Unless I... How about if I open it up and then screenshot it and import it? Because this will still be quicker. Let's open this on Google Chrome. Oh, it just opens the same listing. That wasn't what I was hoping for it to do. Surely there's, like, this is surely an image. Can I open the console? What's console again? Not that. Not that. Not that. That just refreshed the page. I always thought console was F10. Alright, apparently we cannot console this. I'll stick to the way that I'm doing it at the moment then, if that is the case, but that's going to be a lifesaver, because when I'm uploading them to eBay, I can get the dimensions better. I did think about screenshotting it, but oh, I just deleted it. Let's do that again. Because it's quite small on the screen, we'll give it a try, but because it's quite small on the screen, I think it'll like compress the picture quite a lot, but we'll have a look at the difference. Let me save this into pictures. Then what is the size like? Yeah, he's tiny. he's a little baby. I'll stick to it this way, but then when I'm uploading them to eBay, print screen and resize it. I could do, what I just did was a print screen, but I could try and print screen the whole screen. Let's give it a try. We're testing in the works right now. Screen cap the whole page, and then I think it will just be the same size though, but it will make life a million times easier when I'm uploading to eBay, because it means I won't have to fiddle around with the picture dimensions, which will speed up my life tenfold. Alright, let's try this. I think it's just going to be the same kind of size. Yeah, this is a really big, the camera that I have shoots in like super high quality. So the thingy, well, it's 6,000 by 4,000 pixels, which is good in this sense because you get like super detailed pictures. But maybe not so much if we're if we're using this because it's quite puny. That's good to know though, that although it's not useful for this specific job, it's going to make my life a million times easier when I'm doing other jobs or when I'm uploading it to eBay, because it means that I'm not going to have to fiddle around with this. Let me get this one back open. I have two pictures for this top. Why do I have two? They're both pretty much exactly the same. There is no difference at all. Come on, magic wand tool, first time. We're gonna get it first time. I reckon we can maybe try a little bit more. The shadows would look good, but they just don't in this circumstance. That's such a shame that I can't just save those pictures straight out of the eBay AI thing. It would have made my life so easy. Like these ones, it's not as bad when you can just use the magic wand tool, but when you have to go around and like slowly trace the item out like you're doing like a YouTube video thumbnail, it takes so long. What do you think about this shadow too? Leave the shadow in, keep the picture looking a bit more natural, or take the shadow out? I've been taking it out for a lot of them, but I feel like it kind of gives the picture a little bit of personality with the shadow. Maybe I'll keep it. Let's scale it down to this t-shirt size. Am I happy with this, or is this a bit small? I'm gonna make it a bit bigger. I said that on my last live stream actually, that I wanted the pictures to be a tiny bit bigger. The only difficulty is it makes it a little, I don't want to stretch it out. It makes it a little bit harder with Vinted because the aspect ratio on Vinted is a lot smaller. So it doesn't make the pictures look as good, which is a little bit of a shame. Like on Vinted, this picture here will probably be like that, I reckon. Like that's what you see, what's inside that square. Maybe even a little bit smaller. What number was this one? 1946. Down here, 1946. Usually when you do the first image background and leave all the others, you're lazy. I do the exact same. There's no way. I took 450 pictures today of of these clothes. There is no chance in hell that I'm going through 450 pictures and doing this. I would turn grey by the time I was finished, I think. And that wouldn't even be from age. That would just be from the stress of going through and doing it to all of them. As long as the first picture looks fine, I'm happy as Larry. Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all for that. This one, nice and easy, because it's just all black. I say that. Hopefully it's going to work first time. Yeah, so doing it to 450. That's why I was looking at... there's some AI softwares that can do it, like in bulk, so you can just upload all the pictures, and it will just do it to the whole thing, but you have to pay for them. And because I'm only just kind of restarting things up again, I don't really want to be paying for a software that... like it's a nice to have but not like a needed type of thing. I think I'm going to keep these shadows. I feel like it adds a little bit to them. Maybe once this is at a point where it's doing like 300-400 a month in profit, then I will consider paying for a software of something like that. But I'm month 2 of getting things kind of restarted. So what number was this? 1955. My process at the moment is super slow. Like I definitely need to work out a way to speed things up, because I've ironed all of these things today as well. And I don't know if you hear what I said, but it took me from... I started at about 11 this morning and finished at about 7 tonight of like ironing and taking pictures of stuff. Obviously had a bit of a break in between, but it's a long time. It's a long time to spend ironing and taking pictures of clothes. But I thought I would just get started and start editing up the pictures as well, just to kind of set myself up for next week, so I'm only going to be listing like a couple a day. I've been trying to do like 4 a day, 5 a day. It just seems to work well for the algorithms for Vinted, eBay and Depop. I feel like this might mess up the zip. I've got a feeling. Knew it. This might be one that I'll have to cut all the way around, possibly. Let's try the threshold a little bit lower. Tiny. Let's give it a try first, actually, and just see what it looks like. It might look fine. No, it makes it look like it's broken. I can't do that. God damn. Let's try once more, a tiny bit lower. Nope. A little bit lower. No, okay. This is going to be the first one we're going to have to cut all the way around. It is what it is. That scared me for a second. I thought I had a spider on my leg. It was the wire from the microphone. My heart just absolutely skipped a beat. I hate doing it this way. It takes so long, and it's extra painful because this is a black piece of clothing, so like it should really be able to just be cut out with the magic wand tool, but because the zip is white, it kind of messes it up a little bit. What happened to the vape shop stuff? So the story behind that, the vape shop was a business I used to work for. Funnily enough, I went in there to quit smoking, and I came out with a job. But it was when I was at college. It was a part-time job whilst I was at college. I did 2 days a week. I think I did Saturday and Sunday. And it was around the same time that I was starting to resell. So I went to my boss and basically just said, like, I think you guys are missing out on money by not doing this. And he pretty much gave me full freedom to set up and run the eBay store for them. So whilst I was at college, and I would come in a couple of days after college as well to kind of get things up and running. I built that into like my full-time job, which was quite nice. So like it was my part-time job whilst I was at college, and then I built their eBay store to a point where I was able to leave college and take that on as my full-time job once I left college, which was quite nice because I had like my own office. I was kind of in charge of all of it: stock control, buying, listing, shipping. We're shipping out about 40 to 50 parcels every 2 days. Like it was going really well, which was kind of crazy actually. And it gave me such a good insight into like starting like an actual reselling business, because the one that I had on the side at the time, it was still like kind of just a hobby, and the stock was just coming from like charity shops and car boot sales, and it was like I wasn't getting that much stock in and out because I was at college, so I couldn't just be sourcing like 24/7 and stuff. But that kind of made that store specifically kind of made me realize like, oh my god, that you can actually make so much money doing this. And I've done this. Like I built this whole thing. So that was kind of the story behind the vape shop one. Unfortunately, they had to shut it down when I left because they didn't have anyone else to run it, and nobody really, I don't think anyone really understood, but they also just couldn't be asked with shipping out like 40 parcels every couple of days. But their business is still doing really well. They have a bunch of shops now. I joined the company when they had 2, and I think they have like 9 or 10 now, so they're doing pretty well. And I still get on with all the people there. I still go and speak to a few of them sometimes, actually. It was a really enjoyable job. I really enjoyed it working there. It was pretty clean. It took about half of my life to cut that out, but it looks alright. Remember the vlogs from ages ago, so I'm doing reselling full-time now. I'm actually not. So I went full-time for about 2 years running the Amazon business, which was doing really well. Let me just brain really quick. 19 1964. Yeah, so I was running a Amazon business alongside eBay and Depop and things like that was going really well. Went full-time for about 2 years, had a warehouse, like an accountant and all of that. And the business, it kind of went bust. I actually just uploaded a video on it. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's the, if you're an Amazon seller, you need to watch this video. I kind of go in a bit more detail about like what actually happened and like on like the finance side and things like that. But when that went bust, I then went back into full-time work. So I'm actually working 2 jobs plus doing this at the moment. So I got a fair bit of stuff going on. I work 9 till 5:30 Monday to Friday as my day job. And I have a part-time job that I do in the evenings 3 days a week, which is 5:30 until 9. So I have a couple of like 12, 13-hour days. And then plus trying to squeeze all of this in on the side, which is why it's like a weekend when I have a day off type of thing. But I'm trying to save for a mortgage. That's kind of the whole purpose of why I'm like rejuvenating the YouTube channel, because I wanted to document the the journey of me kind of working towards saving for a mortgage, which is hopefully going to be supplemented by the clothing business that I'm trying to set up at the moment. And the goal with it is to build it into more of a brand. So at the moment I'm just getting everything set up, so it's mostly just going to be through like eBay, Vinted, Depop, stuff like that. But eventually we're going to take it to like a Shopify store, and I'm going to run like ads through Shopify, and we'll try and build out like maybe like our own kind of stock to go with it as well. And yeah, I think it will be kind of interesting to build into like an actual brand, because that's the one main thing that I regretted not doing before. But yeah, that is the plan. The brand is called Vox, Vox, which I can show you the little logo that we have on maybe on like Depop or something. Got a little Vox shop. Somehow that wasn't taken on Vinted, which I was quite surprised about. But yeah, that is the plan, to kind of build this into a bit more of a brand long term. That's obviously a long term thing, and then also I think it would be fun to do like pop-up shops and stuff like that as well locally. And yeah, that's kind of the goal with this. And then I can still vlog all of that, and the thing that I enjoy the most about it is I can watch back on it all, which is super nice. Export 1973. Make sure that's the right one. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at and what the plan is. You've been in the game a super long time, right? Like I remember seeing your name from back in the day when I was also making videos quite a lot. It was back in like, well, what, like 4 or 5 years ago now, something like that. This one's not gonna work either, is it? I'm gonna have to cut around it because of these little boys. We'll give it a try again just to see what it looks like. Sometimes it doesn't look that bad because the white kind of, yeah, like that looks fine. To me, that just looks like part of the thing, right? Right? That one looks a little bit off. Let's see if we can switch it up and maybe keep that one if possible. But yeah, I'm sure I've seen your name. Yes, that worked. I'm sure I've seen your name around for a very, very long time. You know what, somehow I think we saved that one. It did cut it out from those letters there, but it's almost unnoticeable. Unless you were really zooming in on the picture, which I don't suspect the customer is going to be doing. You won't be able to tell. And even if they did, I don't think it would affect somebody's decision to purchase. I quite like this little crew neck pullover jumper thing. It's like a cowboy Tommy Hilfiger, New York. I don't know, it just gives me like Westerner sheriff type vibes. This one is 1981. to 1990. You went by Thrifty Trooper first when you first started, but you never showed your face. Then you worked abroad, left reselling, COVID hit, moved back home, started reselling again for 6 or 7 years in a nutshell. Thrifty Trooper, that's a name that I have not heard in an incredibly, incredibly long time. Something that I really missed when I kind of like stepped out of the whole like reselling scene, I guess, and stopped reselling was like joining all of the like lives that would regularly happen back then and just seeing like all of the same names and stuff like that. I don't know if it's still the same as that now. I don't know if a lot of other content creators kind of stream regularly. I see Andrew from Money Mental goes live sometimes, but it's nowhere. I feel like nobody seems to stream nowhere near as often as they used to, unless that's just because I'm out of the loop with like people's timings and stuff like that. But it used to be so good, like joining into like Zahir would be streaming, or Nick and Andrew would be streaming, Andrew would be streaming, and it would always be like the same names, same people. It was great. I have very fond memories of that period of time. Andrew used to stream a lot. I was on stream with Andrew fairly often. Like we did a fair few streams together. I think I was on with Nick and Andrea a couple of times on their channel. A couple of people from the US I streamed with. Loads of people. KLC Reselling, I don't know if you remember that name. Used to stream with her quite a lot. Laura Stubbs, I think I did a stream with her a couple of times. We were just out here streaming. What number was this? 1990. I'm going the wrong way. 1990. Double check that's the right one. It is. Very nice. And then this one, which is a top that's actually already listed, but the picture was trash before, so I retook it. You do loads of work from the lives, usually around 5 PM. Nice. Let me check. You know, I don't even know if I'm subscribed to your channel, because I don't think I ever get pop-ups. Let me check if I'm not. Are you ready? We're getting a live. Oh yeah. Live sub right there. Where am I? I'm here. So many different things open right now. KLC, I wonder what she's doing nowadays. I think she was... Oh no, I'm thinking of someone else. There was someone who was a teacher as well. Who was a teacher that started reselling? She was a little bit ginger. She was ginger. I think she was ginger. She might have had brown hair. What was her name? I remember speaking to her a little bit. I don't think I ever went live with her because it was like 2 different groups. I wasn't really in with her. POV live sub. How did that feel? Just to add to it, actually, hold up. We're gonna make this one better. Wait. All right, pulling up the channel again. Oh, we hit the bell too. So I can get notified when you do the work with me streams. I really like them. I find them really useful for like if somebody's streaming and they're just working, kind of like this, and it's like kind of like a chilled, laid back vibe. It's nice just to put on in the background and work at the same time as. Or at least that was kind of my motivation for, is this going to look weird because it's taking out those stripes, or is that looks fine as well. I can probably go a little bit higher with the wire tool there then. With the wire tool, the one tool. Sparrow's End, Mel from Sparrow's End. That was who I was thinking of. I mean, I was also thinking of KLC before. She was the one that I used to stream with a lot. Does she still resell Sparrow's End? Or did she go back to like teaching? Or I think actually a couple of years ago I checked her channel like way after I stopped reselling, and I saw that she was doing like Amazon books or something. She was writing a book or something like that. It was like a different type of side hustle that she was working on. do it because it forces you to actually work. That's what I was saying at the start of this as well. Like if I wasn't streaming myself doing this right now, this would be a POV of what I would be doing with my phone upside down. Maybe watching a YouTube video or something like that. She still resells, which does Amazon print on demand. I thought it was something more towards like that kind of line. It is an interesting field. I felt bad for like when I stopped YouTube. I never really did like an announcement. I just kind of stopped and then eventually just privated all of my videos, which I felt kind of bad about because I had so many people that I would have considered like friends that were kind of in the reselling community. But I think it was just at a period of my life where I was like, there's just other things that my brain is focused on right now than the internet. And then went and got a job, and here I am now working 2 jobs and doing this. It takes a bit out of you, but when I finally get a mortgage, it will feel worth it. I'm hoping it'll feel worth it when I finally get a mortgage. I want to keep original on this one. The editing was really good. It's kind of just like chilled out. You know what? Funnily enough, when I was first, I'm gonna have to crop around this one. There's no point in me even trying to do it with the magic tool because of this. I just know it's not gonna work. When I first started my reselling channel, I remember watching like a lot of other resellers' channels, and I was like, there's such a gap in the market here. Like nobody really edits their videos, or like if they do, it's light editing. Like it's like just a couple of jump cuts, maybe a bit of text on screen, something like that. And I was like, I'm gonna edit my videos. Like I'm gonna try and edit my videos. And that's another thing that I'm really glad I did, because the videos aren't available on my channel now, but they're all private. So I can just go back and watch all of them, and it's so nice because they're all just like different periods of my life that I can watch back on. The vlogs are really nice because I can go back and just like, I don't know, it's just good vibes. But it's also part of the reason why I'm kind of starting everything back up again now, because it means that I have that opportunity to do that again. New phase of my life, doing something new, a new type of business, very similar type of business, but I'm calling it new. But yeah, I also really enjoy video editing. I actually did video editing as like a little side gig not that long ago. A couple of months ago, I was doing a little bit of editing for people. I edited a couple of videos for, if you remember Carla, I say that as if she doesn't make videos anymore. I know she does because I was editing her videos not very long ago. But I did a bit of editing for Carla and stuff as well. It wasn't anything like super crazy, but I find quite a lot of entertainment in doing, I get a lot of entertainment and enjoyment out of doing small mundane jobs that take a very long time to do, but there's like a satisfying reward at the end. Hence the job that I'm doing right now, which is a very small mundane job that would drive most people absolutely insane and they wouldn't be bothered to do it, but it makes me feel good once I've done it. It's a good feeling. I get that from video editing as well. It's something that takes a super long time to do, but when you look back at it and you're proud of it, it's a really nice feeling. I actually had one video before I decided to like relaunch this channel. Maybe I could play it on stream actually. Oh no, I can't because I haven't got my audio set up to record the actual screen. But there was a video that I filmed and I put so much work into editing. Never even finished the video, never uploaded it. It was when I first had the idea of like, you know what, I'm gonna start making YouTube videos again. But it wasn't reselling content, which I think is part of the reason why I just scrapped the video in the end. It was, the concept of the video was going to be me trying to do 8 hours of paid surveys to see how much you could actually make if like doing paid surveys on your phone was your full-time job. That was like the premise of the video. And I've actually still got the timer on my phone. Maybe I'll finish this video one day, but I just feel like it's not quite the vibe of this YouTube channel, and also it just took I've done 6 hours of paid surveys. This timer is still on my phone. It took an incredibly long time for such little reward that I think it just put me off making the video as well. I was like, nah, this isn't happening. I don't want to do this. I think these tops are starting to get a little bit too big. Let me make this guy a bit smaller. A little bit bigger than this, maybe. I'll open it up actually, and I'll show you how much editing was put into the video. You just won't be able to hear it, but I'll just quickly show you how much effort I put into it and then just never did anything with. I don't even know why why I did it, to be honest. This one. You tried surveys, you get pennies for it, absolutely did your head in. Yeah, honestly, that's exactly how I felt. I mean, it's pretty much the reason why I decided not to make the video in the end. Whilst that's loading, let me do this one. 2008. I also just didn't really like the style of the way that I did the video. Like I mentioned in one of the recent videos that I uploaded, I kind of just want to keep this channel like really authentic with like how I portray myself to the camera. I kind of want the vibe to feel more like it's just me talking to a friend. Like that's kind of the goal or the aim. Whereas this video, you know what I could actually do? Hold on, let me just move my drink so I can see what I'm doing. I can put audio on this as well. Audio input capture. I think this is right. No, that's wrong. It's a good start. I tried. It'll be audio output capture then. That's not right either. You can tell I'm not quite accustomed with streaming yet. This won't work because I don't think that'll pick up the music either. Let me check. Alright, first of all, look at all of this craziness. Look at how many channels there are and how much, like, this was some editing for this video that I just gave up on because I was like, I don't really like the vibe of the video, and it felt like a Mr. Beast kind of video. It didn't really feel like authentic. And the actual challenge I was trying to do just drove me absolutely insane, but can you hear it? In this video, I'm going to be spending 8 hours doing paid surveys online to see how much you could really make if it was your full-time job. There's an absolute ton of paid survey sites out there, but for this video, I'm going to be using QMe. This isn't a sponsored video, it's just a challenge I want. I'm going to pause it there though, because maybe I'll finish this video one day, but I thought I would show you that. Alright, I did save this one, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, paid surveys is a whole beast in and of itself. It takes an incredibly long time. But when I was looking at that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and make a video to to blow up my channel and get like 1 million views or something like that. So like, I went and watched a bunch of like paid survey videos, and I was like, okay, so paid survey videos where people are doing like a challenge or doing it for a set amount of hours, all of those videos seem to have done quite well. And then I was looking at like the thumbnails, and I tried to like mirror the thumbnails, or like not mirror them, but make the thumbnails similar as well. So the thumbnail for it was, where did I save it? Thumbnails? Yeah, this was going to be the thumbnail for it. Which I don't know if you recognize this this image of me, but that has just become the work with me image somehow. But it was fun to edit, wasn't fun to actually do. And like, if I wanted to finish that video, I have 2 hours of surveys left, which I could do in a day, but sitting there for 2 hours doing surveys is painful. And the fact that I would have already sat there for 8 hours doing surveys to film that video it's an absolute nightmare. But I thought like a cool way to round off that video would be to I always have to really use my brain when I'm doing this because numbers are involved. 2017. Yeah, a really cool way to have like rounded off that video would be to take the balance out of the paid survey site that I had after the 8 hours and then buy like a physical thing for my room. So maybe like, I don't know, like a fake house plant or something like that. And then I can kind of always remember like that fake house plant was funded by me sitting around wanting to end my life because I did 8 hours of paid surveys. Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't really want my videos to feel like that either. I kind of just want the videos on this channel, like I said, to give more of like a me just talking to a friend kind of vibe, and that video just doesn't really give me that. But like I said, maybe I'll finish it one day. You might see it pop up on my channel and you'll be like, he actually finished it. He really sat there for 8 hours and did paid surveys. Originally, when I first started filming it, there's like a whole story behind this this one specific video. But the reason why I actually didn't finish it was because like 2 days after, or 2 days into like doing the challenge, I had a tooth infection. And like my whole cheek was like super like swollen. And I was like, there's no way I can record looking like this. I look like an absolute idiot. And that took like a week to go. And then I think like a day after it went, I got a cold that lasted for like a week as well. So I was just super bunged up, just felt absolutely horrible. And I think at that point I was like, oh, I don't want to finish this video. This isn't happening. Yeah, but like I said, it might still become a video one day, who knows. Why is this here? What is that even part of? I don't know. One thing that it kind of like disappoints me with streaming on YouTube, not disappoints me, but I find it a little bit annoying, is I'm listening to music right now and it's such a good vibe, but because it's copyrighted music, YouTube just wouldn't be happy with it. It would be nice if it was similar to Twitch, where like you can actually play the music on stream, but like the VOD, like the video on demand afterwards, you can save without the music. It's nice that you can do that on Twitch. I don't think YouTube has the ability to do that, and if it does, I'm just an idiot, I guess. Alright, this one is 2027. Got through a fair good chunk of stuff so far. This thing just takes so long. Like, how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I scrolled up and I don't know where I was. I've done maybe about 13 or 14, and I think I have about 60 to do. Like, this is going to be an incredibly long job, but I always feel like it's so worth it for when you actually look on, like, on Reseller George's YouTube channel. Now, when you look on here, they just look nice. Like, they don't look half-assed. They all kind of look like a bit of effort's gone into the listings. There's one specific shop that I've been really trying to mirror, which is somebody that I actually know in person from a job that I used to work at. I've been trying to mirror this guy's store. If you can't tell, when you look at the pictures, they look quite similar. But I still think his look a little bit better than mine. But I don't really know why. Like, I can't work out why they look better. Maybe just like a better quality camera or something, but I think they look super nice. No way. That I sold or am selling a Champion jumper exactly the same as that. Have I already sold it? I need to stop doing this. I'm getting distracted. Back to the mission at hand. Otherwise I'll be here and I won't get as much done as I'm intending to. Oops. YouTube are weird with copyright music, it really sucks. Flat lays are good for Depop. I really want to build one of those, like a flat lay stand that you see people have, where it's like kind of hung off the wall, because when you're like, when I'm leaning over my bed taking pictures for hours, like hours and hours. I feel that on my back, like I'm not a spring chicken anymore, you know. I'm 26 years old. My back was in a lot of pain from like kind of leaning over my bed trying to get pictures of the tags and stuff from like 11 until 7. It takes it out of me. So it'd be nice to have one of those things that you can kind of just fold down. But I definitely do not have space to build that in my room. And I don't want to sacrifice like my comfort like I did before. With my old business, I needed more space in my bedroom for shelving units, so I literally got rid of my bed. Like, I don't know if I ever mentioned that on my old YouTube channel, but to help me like kind of grow the business and have like space and stuff, because it was all just done out of my bedroom at the time, I got rid of my bed. Like, I broke down my bed and threw it away, and I bought a sofa bed that the majority of the time just stayed as a sofa, and I just slept on a sofa for like probably like 2 years. Fucks you back up. Have you seen the pull down ones, like the wall bed? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I saw a guy build one of like the pull down ones that are like, they're connected to the wall, and they look sick, and I feel like it would just make life so much easier and so much less painful. So maybe 2035, maybe one day I'll be able to have one of those. Like I said, if everything goes smooth sailing, this business builds up a little bit, starts turning over profit, we can start putting some of that profit towards mortgage savings whilst reinvesting to help it grow as well. I can have my own reselling, a whole room dedicated to reselling in my own house. That would be so nice. Kind of the dream. Obviously, it would be nice to going back to having something like the warehouse like I did before, but for the scale that I kind of want to keep this at the moment, a warehouse is not the play. If I was to get a warehouse again, I would have to be at a point where I could also invest in like a boatload of stock and comfortably pay employees as well. And I'm on the fence. You never know, I guess. You should never say never, but that's not the direction I want to take this business at the moment. That's not the goal. I actually really enjoy it's quite rare, I feel like, but my 9 till 5:30, the job that I have, I work as a sales, it's a sales role, very similar to a sales role. Business development executive is the title, for like a small tech company, and it's just a very enjoyable role because I am kind of in control of what I do, and like my role is to kind of help build what I'm doing up until a point where it's a business as well. And it's nice. Trips to London for like meetings and stuff fairly often, which I could go without sometimes because it's quite far away from where I am. But it's not bad. It's actually quite an enjoyable job, and the people I work for are incredibly nice as well. Which is, like I said, it's really rare to ever hear someone say that, I feel like, because most of the time people hate their job. Most of the jobs I've had, I've hated. What's up, Tom? Tom the English picker. I think last time I was streaming, you joined just as I ended the stream. Just as I left. I apologise for that. But hello, good evening. What is going on? Probably only going to be streaming again now for another maybe 15 minutes, because I actually have work tomorrow, so I can't stay up super late, otherwise I will hate myself in the morning. But I reckon we can knock out a couple more before the end of the day. This is quite late to be streaming for me. I feel like this is like a late night stream. Tom, also for you, because I know you've been reselling for a very long time. How long have you been reselling for? Because George said it's been about 6 or 7 years. Did you say, George? I still can't believe that you were Thrifty Trooper and I just didn't even make the connection. As if I left a little thing there on that one. I need to stop doing that. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't put 1 and 2 together for those. That one is looking good. This one is number 2049. I have so many of these to do. At least it means there's, what did I say? 2049, right? Another stream or two, maybe, worth of me doing this. Maybe some of those streams will also include a little bit of listing as well. So I'm going to be trying to list. I don't know why I'm editing this picture as if I'm going to resave it. I'm going to try to be listing like probably four items a day, 4 on Vinted, 4 on Depop, 4 on eBay a day, because it seems to make the algorithm favor me a little bit more when I do that, when I only have like lower levels of stock. Oh man, actually those are only little dots. Is that going to make that big of a difference? Yes, I do not like how that looks. Knock this down a little bit. There we go. That's the puppy. Call it your rebranding. There's another reseller's name that I'm trying to think of as well. And she went on a couple of live streams, but I don't really think she was that into like the content creation side of things, but she enjoyed being part of the community. And I can't remember her name. She was really good friends with Andrew. I spoke to her quite a lot. And she was Scottish, if that helps at all. And her name was 3 letters. It wasn't KLC. I know she wasn't Scottish, but it was like DLB or... I have no idea. I don't remember. I just remember she was Scottish and she came on a couple of live streams, but she didn't like being on live streams. No, I was going to say EDP. That was that. That was that guy, the YouTuber that got done for being a paedophile. It definitely wasn't EDP, I don't think. This one is 2056. 2056. Rings a bell, but you can't remember. It's bad because I was fairly good friends with her from what I can remember. I remember speaking to her a little bit. It was like, I feel like I remember having a D in it. I'm sure if I scrolled through my DMs on Instagram, I'd eventually find it, but I feel like that's something that would take me away from my main mission at the moment. That would be a side quest that the point of me live streaming is to not not go on those type of side quests. But that is 100% the type of thing, if I wasn't streaming and I thought of that, I would be sat here on my phone for probably 20-25 minutes trying to find out what that person's name was that I can't remember. Oh, God damn it. I know the name will come back to me as well. I'll probably be laid in bed. It'll be like 2 a.m. because I can't sleep, and I'm like, the name was... What's going on here? Add alpha channel, please. There we go. Yeah, the name will come back to me eventually. Something... It was quite a gothic name. I don't know why I'm really like stuck on this thought now, but I remember she had a gothic name. It was like 3 letters and then like... I was going to say Destroyer, but it definitely wasn't Destroyer. But it was something like kind of gothic? I don't remember. I need to stop thinking about it, otherwise I will end up going on my phone and just looking for hours to try and find out what her name was. I'm kind of like mixed about how I feel about this wholesale lot. I guess you've kind of got like a bit of a vision of the stuff that I've got from it. It was $4.99 an item, which is quite expensive for like the type of stuff it is. 2064, 2064. Like this one, for example, just like a navy blue pullover Puma hoodie. You could probably pick that up for like 50p or a quid at a car boot, to be honest. Like, I don't know how much money I'm really going to make out of that. There are only a few that I was like, these are like really nice pieces, which I don't know if I've really edited many of those pictures yet, but yeah, kind of on the fence. I don't think I'm going to make a lot of money from the purchase. I will make some, like I'll definitely make some back from it, but not as much as I would have liked to, I think. And they were all supposed to be A grade, and a bunch of them, like this one here, you can see, had like some staining on, which most of these have gone through the wash. The ones that had like visible stains, like this one had gone through the wash, but that's still there. Which is a bit of a shame, really, but it is what it is. What am I doing with my life? Magic tool. I also really need to quit vaping. It's so bad. I've been saying it for years. I've probably been saying it since I worked in a vape shop, actually, if that gives you an idea of how long. I went in there to quit smoking, started vaping, and I still vape now. I just know it's so bad for you, especially from working in a vape shop. One thing that I find crazy, actually, like, I'm sure you see everywhere now, like, everyone's just using disposable vapes. Like, you see, like 12-year-old kids walking around with, like, Elf bars and Lost Marys and stuff like that. As someone who used to work in a vape shop, I understand how strong the nicotine content is in them, because they're 20%, which is legally, like legally, the highest nicotine concentration that you're allowed to sell in the UK. You're not allowed to sell higher levels of nicotine in the UK than 20%. And it's, I need to up the contrast on this a little bit so you can see the sleeves. No, it wasn't all piece of Junery. Or piece of Junery? Her name was like, oh god damn, now you're making me think about it even more. Anyway, back to the topic I was saying. The vapes are like 20%, right? The equivalent of 20% of nicotine in like a 10ml bottle, I think it's like 20 to 40 cigarettes, I can't remember which one, worth of nicotine. And you see kids smoking these all the time, and I feel like they don't have a clue how much nicotine is actually in them, because like there's no chance in hell, probably at any point in history, where like 15 and 16-year-olds consistently smoking like 20 to 40 cigarettes worth of nicotine a day. Wild. Absolutely crazy. 2073. Was her name DB? DB something? Something DB? Does that ring a bell, that name? I think it was DB. Something DB. I feel like I'm so close to her name. You was a heavy smoker, rolling your own. You used to vape for about a year. Lost your vape. And just kept forgetting to get new ones. I wish I was like that, but like I'm so addicted to nicotine that like as soon as my vape runs out, or before it's even run out, when it's close to running out, in my mind I'm like, I need to go and get another one. I need to go and get another one. I need to go and get another one. And when it runs out, like I just get crazy nicotine cravings super quick. So bad. I really need to stop. Keep original for this one, and that picture's super overexposed. I should be able to fix that. I'm glad that I remember DB of her name, because it was definitely something DB. DB something. Can you imagine if I was just thinking of, have you ever heard of like the case of DB Cooper? Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. God damn it, I didn't do this again, did I? It's really playing on my mind now of DB something. I'm fucking going on my phone, I'm having a look. It was so long ago, she's probably changed her name or probably doesn't use Instagram anymore, but if I search DB on my messages, I'll see. it wasn't DB reselling. I don't know. I need to stop thinking about it or it's going to cause me pain. This one's another prime example. Supposed to be A grade. Has a bleach stain on the sleeve on a Puma jumper. Not a very good thing. Let's get the black level up a little bit on this because the picture was so overexposed. I don't know how well it will. I think that looks a little bit better than it did. What am I doing in my life here? Oh my lordness. There we go. The curious case of DB Cooper, the infamous reseller. That's funny. 2083. 2083. What's up, Gary? How you doing? You're coming towards the end of the stream. It was only a fairly shorter one today. I think I'll do maybe one more. It was only going to keep it about an hour because, oh man, but why did I have to say that? This is going to be one that I have to crop all the way around. God damn. All right. Yeah, I was only going to keep it about an hour because I have work tomorrow. It's not till the evening, to be fair. I'm actually not working till 5:30, but I have other stuff I would like to do throughout the day as well, and I know if I go to sleep any later than 11, I'm just not going to be happy with myself in the morning. Regret my life decisions. DB Cooper, the infamous plain model reseller. I love watching videos like that. I think it was was it BuzzFeed Unsolved, when those two guys were on BuzzFeed Unsolved and they did all of the unsolved cases? I think that was where I first heard about DB Cooper, and I might have to go back and watch through all of those unsolved videos because they were so good. Although I think the two people that did them, I don't know if anyone here even knows who I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure the people that did those, they branched off from BuzzFeed, made their own channel, and then they got into a load of controversy. They got a lot of hate because they wanted to try and paywall all of their content or something, or they did something, I can't remember what it was, and they got tons of hate for it, which is a bit of a shame because they were both really nice. Well, I don't know if they were nice people. Should never really say that about people that you only see for 20 minutes on the internet. There's been a lot of cases where they turn out to not be nice people, but they made good content. The videos are really enjoyable. Has there ever been any big reseller controversy? Does anyone know of? I can't think of any off the top of my head. I can't really think of any I know there's some controversial things that happen in reselling. There's that event that people pay for. A reseller hosted event, and a lot of people seem to get quite antsy about that, and they're it's such a waste of money, blah blah. Each to their own, stuff like that. That's not really controversial in my opinion. Just some people want to go, some people don't. I wouldn't mind going to something like that if I was invited. I think it would be quite fun. Reseller Summit, that's what I'm thinking of. I remember hearing a lot of drama around the Reseller Summit. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty good idea, personal opinion, but although I don't know how much the tickets are. Maybe if I knew how much the tickets were, I'd have a different opinion, unless I had a guest invite, which I don't think would happen. But if I got a a guest invite to the Reseller Summit and didn't have to pay, then it's, yeah, brilliant event. 2092. I really like this jumper. Part of me was do I keep this? But it was one of the nicer pieces of the lot. It's a Vans with a snow camo chest logo type thing right here. I think it's kind of sick. Actually, should I add some exposure to this so it's a little bit whiter? Get rid of this. Okay, and then put it on the black background. That's probably better, right? 2092 this was. 209... What? Where's there? 2091, 2093? What the fuck? Alright, sure, whatever. Hopefully I haven't just overwritten something that I can't undo. No, that worked fine. Nice. Some just drama more than controversy. Yeah, I didn't really think that there was much like reseller drama or controversy that's ever really gone on. I'm sure there will be one day, like some sort of drama will go down. I feel like the content niche of like reselling content, I feel like it's a bit too small for there to be like any like real drama. Like even if something that would be considered drama in a different niche happened, it wouldn't really be considered as drama on this side of things, you know what I mean? Like, you know, with the whole Mr. Beast stuff going on at the moment, like the fact that he employed somebody who used to be like a sexual predator or something, allegedly. I feel like if a reseller did that, but people wouldn't care. They'd be like, yeah, it's a bit weird, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to be ending this stream here. I'm going to go to bed. There will be another stream of me doing this exact same thing. Maybe tomorrow? Nah, probably not tomorrow. Sunday, and I won't finish work until about 9. Some point next week, there will be another stream of me also doing this. But when you do one of your work with me streams, George, as long as I'm not in the middle of doing something where I can't join, I will join and say hello because I have those bell notifications on now. So anyway, I will leave you guys to it. I hope you have a nice rest of your evening. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. All right, goodbye.